Beats Studio3. What's the noise cancellation like? Today I'm going to test the noise cancellation of the Beats Studio 3. Especially for you guys, I have made a noise cancellation test track.
Now available on this channel. Use it to test your headphones. Use it now, but watch this first.
I'm going to compare the test track and I'm going to compare noise cancellation of the Beats Studio 3 against these headphones, which are my reference pair of headphones. These are the Sennheiser Momentum Wireless 2.0. The first bunch of test tracks simulate different modes of transport: car, train, bus, plane. The second bunch of test tracks simulate day-to-day annoying sounds. People talking and eating in the office, being harassed by some crazy apes, and politicians talking about COVID.
Wash your hands with soap and hot water.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear.
Hurry up and get on with it. They want to find out now.
Okay, it's cool. Chill. But first,
Be sure to subscribe or I'll smash you.
this is my THX home cinema system and some surround speakers, which means the sound is filling up my room from all directions. I've got 1200 watts of subwoofer power on tap. Just take a look at that. Fit my arm in this port. Look. I also have a decibel meter. And no neighbours to complain at me when I turn my volume up. So we're set up now, we're basically ready to go. Decibel meter is reading about 33, 35 when the room is silent. Now I'm going to play back my noise cancelling test track for ANC headphones. You can find it on YouTube. Just type noise cancelling test track for ANC headphones.
Through the speaker system, listen carefully how well your headphones block out the ambient noise.
The first test I'm going to do is the car test, and this one has to be turned up to 70 dB average, which I'm going to do now. Now I've found my volume, I'm going to put the Beats on, turn the ANC on, the noise cancellation, put it on my head, and then I'm going to test it against the Sennheisers, exactly the same test, and I'm going to tell you which one out of these two is blocking the most ambient noise. So I can definitely hear a difference between noise cancelling on and off. The main thing that's being cut out is the bass frequencies, but the noise is definitely still there. I'm now going to put the Sennheisers on. It's all at the same volume as before, and we're going to see if these are better or worse. So that's the end of test one now. I would say it's quite close, but I would give it to the Sennheisers. It's blocking out the bass frequencies and it's blocking out more of the mid-range frequencies compared to the Beats. So that's round one to the Sennheisers. We're now going to move on to the next part of the test, which I believe is the train test. This needs to be turned up to 75 decibels, which I'm going to do now. As you can see, this is a slightly different track because there's more treble involved. Now we're ready to repeat the test for the train. Volume is all set up and ready to go. This time the Sennheisers sound quite a bit different to these. I would say these are even better than they were in test 1. So this is way better than this on this specific test with the train. I believe that's because with the train there's not much bass frequency. It's all like mid-range and upper. So yeah, I think the Sennheisers are better there. But what about on a bus? Which is going to be better, the Beats or the Sennheisers? The bus test has to be turned up to 80 decibels, which I'm going to do now. With that test, I would say the Sennheiser again is a little bit ahead, it's slightly ahead. In this test, it's more about the lower mids and the bass. So they're almost as good as each other, but I would still give it to the Sennheisers. I would actually say that on a bus, both of these headphones, they are letting a lot of frequency in, and that's probably just because of the sound pressure level we're at now. So now we're going to move on to a plane situation, and that's going to be 85 decibels. How are these going to compare? Now, plane is a situation where you definitely want noise cancelling headphones. So this is going to be the gold standard test of noise cancelling headphones. So let's do it now. That volume level was about right. So we're going to do the plane test now. Right, so the Beats, the plane was very, very audible. It's still definitely cutting out a lot of noise though. You know, just don't turn the volume up too loud because, you know, think about the plane's noise plus the volume coming out of your headphones. It's leading to some serious decibels going on. But yeah, now we're going to see the Sennheisers. If these cut out more noise than the Beats, then these would be safer probably to use on a plane because you wouldn't have to turn the volume up so loud. So let's see. Okay, this is a strange one because even though the Sennheisers were better in the other tests, I would say on this occasion, the Beats is better than the Sennheisers. So isn't that strange? I think it has something to do with the adaptive noise cancellation that the Beats has as a feature. That's probably what it is because it's meant to adapt to the environment. A plane is at 85 decibels on average in the cabin, and there's a lot of bass frequencies, there's a lot of other frequencies going on, as you can see the baby crying and stuff like that, the typical plane situation. And on this occasion, I think the Beats was actually quite significantly better than that. When I say significantly, I'm not trying to say it was massively. I'm trying to say there was a notable difference. There was a significant difference. So it's still like small margins here we're talking about, but it is significant. So now we're going to go on to the next test. The next test is the office scenario. And you can put this between 45 and 60 decibels. I would say 60 decibels will probably be more accurate anyway. So that's what I'm going to tune it to. Okay, so we're about 60 decibels now, give or take. Let's see how these do. Starting with the Beats. So this one I'm going to give to the Sennheisers. But I have to say at 60 decibels, both of them are cutting out basically all the noise, except for there's a part of the track where it sounds like someone's flipping the pages of a book. And yeah, you can definitely hear that through both of them. But I would say most of the sound is cut out. So that's good. For an office situation, these would both be good. Let's move on to the next test now. And I think this one we're going to tune it to see where at what decibel level will it be bearable. So for this test, I'm going to put a track on I'm listening to now, and now I'm going to turn up I'm going to turn up the speaker system, and I'm going to test the level where I can't really concentrate on this music anymore. Okay, so with the Beats, I'm turning the speaker system up to a level of minus 8.5 decibels before I can hear the screaming ape. So now I'm going to play the same music back through here, and I'm going to determine, do I need to turn the speaker system up louder or lower to hear the ape? So let's do it again. It's a bit of a weird test, this one, but okay. So when listening to music, I had to turn the amplifier up an extra couple of decibels before I could hear it. So the Sennheisers are doing a better job when you're listening to music. So there you go. I'm going to start with the Sennheisers this time.
It's 6 in a home, 6 in hospitality, but as I understand it, not 6 outside. Wash your hands with soap and hot water for the length of time it takes to sing Happy Birthday twice. It's going to do 2 verses. 2 verses. Happy birthday.
So that one I had to get to about minus 13 decibels on the amplifier. So let's see if the Beats is going to be audible at that volume. So I'm going to switch to the Beats now.
But it's 6 in a home, 6 in hospitality, but as I understand it, not 6 outside. Wash your hands with soap and hot water for the length of time it takes to sing Happy Birthday twice. It's going to do 2 verses. 2 verses.
Okay, so for this one, I had to turn down the amplifier. So I had to turn the Boris down by 2 decibels so I could concentrate on the music. So again, I think the Sennheiser is beating the Beats. So yeah, that's the end of the test. Let's conclude it now. The Beats was worse at noise cancelling for all the tests except for the plane test. Now, in the plane test, there was a significant difference between the Beats and the Beats and the Sennheiser. Otherwise, the Sennheiser was better for all the other test tracks. I will say one thing about the Beats though. On the plane track, there was a slight, I would say there was some sort of distortion coming through the microphone. Coming through the speakers. So like a sort of sound coming through there. So whereas with the Sennheisers, the overall sound was a bit louder, so you could hear the plane a little bit more, but it sounded more like a plane, if you know what I mean. So here there was some like anomalies in the noise cancelling that was going on. Perhaps the algorithm was being pushed up to its limit and it was starting to make mistakes. So that's the only thing I can think of. So yeah, if you really value noise cancelling above all else, then perhaps go for the Sennheiser, unless you are planning on going on a lot of plane journeys. But I would still think that for both of these headphones, you'll still do pretty well on a plane, because the amount of noise in here, you can't hear it, but the whole room is full up with sound. Remember, I've got 2 subwoofers, so this room is sounding very much like a plane cabin. And I would say that both of them did a good job of cutting that down at least by 50%. So yeah, if you're going to do journeys, you definitely need noise cancelling headphones, and either one of these would be okay. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching it. If you liked it, give it a like. If you have a question or you want to leave a comment, let me know. Comment below.